My mother had a goiter, and she had to have her goiter taken out. And I remember that my mom went to South Island, which is UAB Highlands now. But she wasn't on the floor. I had to look at her through the window in the basement down there. I had pipes and everything down there. You couldn't go in the hospital unless you were 12, you see. And then, I don't know what the age was of blacks. I think they just didn't want them to come to visit anyway. But my dad went to see my mom all while she was there. But because I couldn't go in, they would let me look through that window. And I always remember that. Even when I had my first child at University Hospital, I remember being on a ward with thumps, well, thumps is thousands, okay? But it was a group of young women, you know. There was no privacy, no anything, until you got sick.
I was born at Holy Family Hospital, all of us, my other two sisters and my brother. And what was so hurtful, I found out that they didn't give black ladies painkillers when they gave birth. And I actually found out by going down to the Civil Rights Institute that I was born in the basement. And that hurt because I didn't know that. And my sister said, yeah. My mama, because we call my mama, even though she's all our mamas. It's just what we said growing up. She said she was in the basement. They didn't give her anything for pain. And they were sisters. They were sisters now, those Catholic sisters. They didn't give black people anything for pain.
When my mother was able to get my grandmother admitted, they placed her in a basement. She was there by herself. They had one of these little white petitions that you just kind of move around if a doctor came in. It was real floor, cement floors. I call them cobblestone floors, and pipes, sweaty pipes. But she died in the hospital. We were never told what was wrong with her or why she died.
I don't know if it was my grandfather or one of his friends had seen a woman deliver birth on the corner right outside of University of Alabama Hospital because they couldn't go in. My father's sister, she was married to a physician. She said when the white hospitals opened their doors to let blacks come in as patients, they had to stay in the basement, you know, where the pipes were leaking and all. They couldn't even go on the regular floors.
The delivery suite was called the Black Hole of Calcutta. And the postpartum was an 8 or 16 bed ward that was awful. When I was a public health nurse, we had this rule that if a woman had not been to a public health clinic 3 times and had her card stamped, she could not deliver in University Hospital. There was a bench outside the emergency room, and she could sit on that bench and have her baby and then walk into the emergency room and they would deliver the placenta. It was that barbaric. So I spent most of my time as a public health nurse getting my patients to get 3 visits to a health department so they could deliver in the Black Hole of Calcutta.
On September the 19th, 1957, my mother died. And I heard my grandmother and the older people saying she wouldn't have died if she hadn't been colored. There was a white hospital in Selma, but black people couldn't go there. And they had the blood that my mother needed, but instead, they had to send the blood 96 miles by trailway bus from Birmingham that my mother needed. And I grew up hearing my father say he was 15 minutes too late. The blood came, but he took it to the Burwell Infirmary where my mother was, and she had passed 15 minutes before he got there. Now, as a 7-year-old, I'm the oldest of 4, and I made a vow when I was 7 that when I grew up, I would change things. Nobody would ever grow up without a mommy again because of the color of her skin. I just knew that when I got big, I was gonna do this.